Good morning, Morgan, and good morning to any of Morgan's friends that happen to be watching this video today. I'm changing up the format of the videos. We're going to start off with the reading, then we're going to look at the code, we're going to talk about the code, we're going to run the code, and then we'll look at the output. All right, so today is going to be the first of two videos on list comprehensions. All right. And we're going to go ahead and read the chapter, just about half of the bit of the manual that has to do with list comprehensions. And then we're going to follow it up with another video in the next couple of days because I believe this is a lot of information and I don't want to have another 15-minute video. All right. With that said, let's go ahead and get our reading done.
Python Training Video 18 5.1.3 List Comprehensions. List comprehensions provide a concise way to create lists. Common applications are to make new lists where each element is the result of some operations applied to each member of another sequence or iterable, or to create a subsequence of those elements that satisfy a certain condition. For example, assume we want to create a list of squares, like squares equals for x in range 10. Squares dot append.
There we go. All right. This is the first example. It uses the for loop to create a list of squares. We've seen this before. Now we get into our a situation where we're using a map function, the map function inside the list create to do the same thing we just did above, and then we get into our first what do they call these comprehensions, where everything happens inside these brackets. Okay, and with that, let's go ahead and finish reading this.
Note that this creates, or overwrites, a variable named x that still exists after the loop completes. We can calculate the list of squares without any side effects using.
All right. So here they've taken the logic to create this list, and they put it inside the list definition statement. Here we have a list that calls the map function, and the map function goes ahead and creates the list for you, and then you have your first comprehension. Now, because it threw in the map function, by the way, a function, the difference as far as I understand it between a function and a method is the method is for a specific object, whereas a function can be used for any object. Okay, it's more, does that make sense? Anyway, so I wanted to just talk about this map function a little bit because in this example, it uses lambda. What's that mean? I don't know because I'm learning this with you guys. So I got to know what's going on here. So this is pretty much what the what the map function does. It takes in the list numbers or the list members, and it edits them a little bit. In here, in the first one with the abs, it takes the list and it makes everything positive. Float, it makes the data type a float. The length it uses with the string to tell you how many characters are in a string. And here we have the lambda. Okay, and what does the lambda do? Let's read.
Lambda functions are quite useful when it comes to using map. They can play the role of the first argument to map. You can use lambda functions along with map to quickly process and transform your iterables.
Okay, I hope you understood that because I didn't. Anyway, I just wanted to hit that up. I inserted that in there because, we should understand what this function does in the example. if we're going to compare it to a comprehension. Okay. All right. So let's see. And then we'll read that, and then we'll save that bit for tomorrow. Here we go. Let's keep learning about comprehensions.
A list comprehension consists of brackets containing an expression followed by a for clause, then 0 or more for or if clauses. The result will be a new list resulting from evaluating the expression in the context of the for and if clauses which follow it. For example, this list comp combines the elements of two lists if they are not equal. X, Y.
All right. So in here we've got the little, let's compare it to the loop that we already know about. See, this little bit, the 4x in blah, blah, blah. There it is right there. Okay. There's the 4y part, which is right there. Here it's like going like, hey, the x and the y, we want to look at the x and the y at the same time. Right? And then here's the test, the if. Boom. Okay. See how this is just this written all out in one line. Is what it is. Okay. All right. With that, our reading is done. Let's go take a look at the code.
Y for X.
Stop. Oh, sorry. Wrong. And here we are in the code. I went ahead and I took the examples from the manual and I put them in here. And I put in some print statements to kind of help us understand what's going on. I'm going to page down through here real slowly. So if you want to hit pause and take a look at the code, you can. All right. And then, so there we go. All right. So now let's go ahead and run the code. And all right. Okay, with that, let's go ahead and look at the output, and we'll talk about this some more. And here we are in the output. Okay, so here's the first example. We've seen it before, what we're expecting, what we got. Here's the list using the map function. It recreates the list that we did originally. Then we go to 2B. Now we'll use our first comprehension where we've taken pretty much that loop statement and stretched it out. It's right in there. We're expecting this. This is what we got. All right, now we go down and we get to a little more complex comprehension where we've taken this loop and we've all put it on one line. And guess what? We run it, boom, and it comes out. And oh, for some reason they call these things tuples. I don't know. Oops, that's spoiler alert. We'll talk about that more in the next video. Anyway, this is the introduction to these list comprehensions. We'll finish our work on that in the next video. Enjoy your day, princess. Have fun. All right. Signing off till the next video. Goodbye.